Cracking, homies. So, after I had my day, or when the fuck I was gonna go take a test, do a physical, all this bullshit. You gotta study, so you can get a high score, but just like any fucking teenager, you're not gonna study, let's be honest. And I'm just gonna be like, whatever I get. At this point, I didn't really do research, I didn't really know what kind of jobs the fucking Navy had. Kind of was just like winging it, Maybe we'll see what happens, see what kind of job I get. This and that. Which was kind of dumb, but it is what it is. Fuck. Should probably watch this. It was what it was, and yeah. So you go, I don't know where the fuck am I? Somewhere in it was pretty far. It was like a good fucking 30-minute drive. I want to go take my test, pass that shit, and they're like, all right, you ready for your physical? And it's different places where you go for the test. I went somewhere like east of where I'm from, so I was like in Riverside, San Bernardino County, around there. Then after that, I want to go take physical. That's where they make sure you're not a fucking fat fuck. You can actually do a duck walk. It's like, I don't know, what the fuck. It's just to test if you can duck walk, because if you can't duck walk, you're fucked and they're not gonna let you in. You can ask me how many times have you done drugs. And if you fold, you fold, and if you don't, you don't. And then they ask you if you're okay, They want to make sure that you're not fucked hard. So after you do your physical, they check your eyes, your ears, to make sure you're not a crazy psychotic fuck or a drug addict. Then, if you successfully pass all that shit, they take you to a room where they're like, okay, what kind of job do you want? It's kind of friendly you in and shit. So the day that I went, actually, we got there early as fuck. It's like 4:30, 3:30, one of those times. I was tired, fuck, whatever. I've been getting up early my whole life, so it was no biggie. And then I did everything. It literally takes all day. It takes all day for you to fucking get all your things done, this and that, whatever. And then I finally went to the room where we're like, all right, let's go pick a job. And I was tired, and I was like, oh fuck this. I'm hungry. They don't feed you. I was tired, sleep deprived, hungry. I was just ready to fuck up out of there. And then one of the chiefs there, I forgot what the fuck happened. They called me in so I can basically start the process of see what job I want. And I had a pencil right here, just I had a pencil chilling like that. Walking, and as soon as I walk in, that motherfucker just starts spazzing out. Like, get that fucking pencil out of your ear, blah 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 blah. And in my head, I'm just like, well, what the fuck? What's going on? Like, I just walked in the office. Like, I just walked in through the door. And then he's like, oh, I don't know what. I thought I was giving him an attitude or whatever. So I was like, get the fuck out. You're not joining today. Blah, 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 blah. So call your recruiter here. I'm pick you up. You're not doing it. Going crazy on me, whatever. So, and another funny story. You go to the room where all your belongings are in, and you're not supposed to use your phone out of that area. So me being dumb, I fucking get out of that room that you're not supposed to get out of, and then use my phone, and the security guard or the security personnel was like, oh, I gotta confiscate this phone because you're not allowed to use it on you. I'm like, well, they told me to call my recruiter. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, at this point, everything's just going downhill for me. So I'm like, oh, bro, these fools are being hella whack. This guy's being a fucking total douche. So I'm like, damn, maybe this is a sign I shouldn't join. Well, anyways, that fool comes back, grabs me. He like took a chill pill or whatever. Like, alright, you ready to do this correctly? And in my head, I'm like, what the fuck? I've been ready to do this correctly. You over here spazzing out, man. Well, anyways, they sit me down. They're like, alright, this is what you scored. This is what you're qualified for. I'm like, what do you want? And in my head, I'm like, bro, I don't know what any of this is. So then I was like, one of them said, oh, you want to be a BM? And I'm like, what's that? You know, it's like, oh, you gotta drive the ship, you gotta do all this sort of cool stuff, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, yeah, I wanna drive the ship. And then I was reading more in depth, the little paper that they gave me. And then it says something about rescuing somebody, you know? And in my head, I'm like, rescuing somebody? If they fall in the water, I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I ain't no lifeguard. So I was like, nah, never mind, I don't want this job. Like, just give me something that's gonna get me out of here quick. And that's when he's like, oh yeah, I got you, bro. He's like, how do you feel about cooking food? My stupid ass is like, man, I love to cook food. He's like, oh yeah, I got the perfect job for you. Sign here. So I'm like, alright, sign here. They're like, this is the day you leave. See ya. So whatever. Sign the paper, they tell me this is the day you leave. And then my recruiter comes, she's like, everything okay? I got your phone call, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, everything good. That fool was just tripping on me for whatever reason. And yeah, that was the start. After I fucking got all that paperwork done and everything was Gucci, and that was the waiting game. Like I said, it was like a month until I had to go. So they're like, you gotta come to the Met meetings so you know what the fuck's going on whenever you do fly out and get to basic training, boot camp, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I was still working at the time. So sometimes I was like, you know what, I'm trying to make as much money as I can before I dip out. So fuck those meetings, I don't really give a fuck about it. But anyways, and then after that, well, that's a story for another day. But yeah. So day-long process, if you get to this point, it's a day-long process, and you just gotta make sure you don't fold when they ask you questions that you know may or may not alter your moods. But yeah, with that being said, peace out. I'm gonna see you guys next video.